Welcome to Speaking English Academy, English podcast.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to the podcast. It's so good to be with you all again. I get so many questions from you about how I manage my time. Many of you are English learners, and you're also busy with work, school, and family. So, today, I want to give you a little peek into my life as a teacher, content creator, and, well, just a regular person living in the US. I'll share how. I try to balance everything and stay productive, even on the most hectic days. So, let's start with the morning. My day usually begins around 6 a.m. I know, that's early for some of you, but I've found that having a quiet start to the day is crucial for me. I don't check my phone or my emails right away. Instead, I try to spend about 20 minutes doing something for myself. Sometimes I'll meditate, or I'll just sit with a cup of coffee and think about the day ahead. This simple act helps me feel centered and less reactive to all the things that pop up later. After my quiet time, I get ready for the day and make a healthy breakfast. As a teacher, my schedule can be unpredictable, so eating a good meal is super important to give me the energy I need. I'm usually out the door by 7:30 a.m. to head to school. My teaching day is a mix of classroom time, grading papers, and planning lessons. Each day is different, which is something I love about my job. One day, I might be teaching grammar to a group of beginners, and the next, I could be leading a conversation class for advanced students. The key to managing my time at school is to plan ahead. I use a daily planner to block out my time. I schedule everything from when I'll grade essays to when I'll respond to student emails. This keeps me focused and prevents me from getting overwhelmed. Now, let's talk about the podcast and other content I create for you all. This is something I'm really passionate about, but it's also something that can easily take up all my free time if I'm not careful. I found that a good strategy is to batch my work. For example, instead of recording one podcast episode a week, I'll set aside one afternoon a month to record 4 or 5 episodes at once. I do the same thing for editing and planning my social media posts. This method saves me so much time and helps me stay consistent. After school, my routine can change. Some days I'll go to the gym to unwind. Exercise is a great stress reliever for me. On other days, I might have a few hours of quiet time before dinner, which I use to work on content, read a book, or just relax. And in the evenings, I try to disconnect from work. I'll have dinner with my family, watch a movie, or just chat about our day. I think it's so important to have that separation between work and personal life. My phone goes on silent, and I really try to be present with the people I love. So, what are my top tips for time management? First, find your non-negotiable me time. Whether it's 10 minutes or an hour, start your day with something that's just for you. Second, use a planner or a calendar. Don't rely on your memory. Write everything down and block out your time. And third, practice batching. If you have similar tasks like studying grammar or practicing speaking, try to do them all in one focused session. It's more efficient than switching back and forth. Remember, time management isn't about doing more. It's about being more intentional with the time you have. And it's also about being kind to yourself. Some days you'll be super productive, and other days you won't. And that's okay. So let's move on. I get so many messages from you asking for more tips, especially about how to deal with social media and stop wasting so much time. It's a topic that affects all of us, so I want to do a deep dive and give you some practical, actionable advice that you can start using right away to take back control of your time. The social media time trap. Let's be honest, social media is a huge part of our lives, but it can also be a massive time sink. It's a powerful tool, but it's designed to be addictive. You pick up your phone to check one notification, and an hour later, you're still scrolling through a bunch of random videos or looking at pictures of people you barely know. We've all been there, right? The problem is that these just a few minutes can really add up. Over a week, it could be several hours, and over a month, it could be an entire day or more. This is time that could have been spent on things that truly matter to you, like studying English, working on a personal project, or simply relaxing without a screen. So how do we fight this? The first step is to become aware of your habits. Most smartphones have a feature that tells you exactly how much time you spend on each app. It's often called digital well-being on Android phones or screen time on iPhones. Go check it out. You might be shocked by what you see. Just seeing the numbers in black and white can be a huge motivator to make a change. It makes the invisible time visible. Next, you need to set some clear boundaries. Maybe you decide that you'll only check social media for 15 minutes in the morning and 15 minutes in the evening. You can use your phone's built-in timers, or there are even specific apps that will block social media after a certain amount of time. The goal isn't necessarily to quit social media completely, but to be in control of it instead of letting it control you. You are the master of your device, not the other way around. And here's a simple but powerful tip. Turn off your notifications. Those little pings, buzzes, and pop-ups are designed to constantly pull you back into the apps. By turning them off, you remove the constant interruptions. You decide when you want to look at something, instead of letting your phone decide for you. This one small change can make a huge difference in your focus and productivity. Whether you're studying for an English test or just trying to have a quiet dinner. Recognizing and avoiding other time wasters. Social media isn't the only way we waste time. Sometimes we get stuck in other unproductive habits without even realizing it. Maybe it's watching too much TV or getting lost in endless online articles. Or perhaps it's constantly switching between different tasks without completing any of them. This is often called task switching, and it's a killer for productivity. Our brains have to refocus every time we switch, and this wastes valuable energy and time. It's like a car constantly stopping and starting. It's incredibly inefficient. So, how can you stop these bad habits? The first step, just like with social media, is to identify them. At the end of your day, take a minute to review what you did. Be honest with yourself. Did you spend 2 hours working on a project? Or did you spend 2 hours getting distracted every 10 minutes? Once you know what's wasting your time, you can make a plan to change it. One of my favorite tips is to plan your study time with a lot of detail. Instead of just saying, I'm going to study English today, be specific. Say, I will study English, vocabulary from 7 p.m. to 7:45 p.m., and then I will practice speaking with a language. Partner from 8 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. When you have a clear, specific plan, you're much less likely to get distracted. You have a purpose for every minute. Another great strategy is to use the Pomodoro Technique. This is a super simple method that can completely change how you work. You choose one task, for example, a writing assignment or a grammar lesson, and you work on it for 25 minutes with no distractions. Put your phone away, close other tabs on your computer, and just focus. After 25 minutes, you take a short break, like 5 minutes, to stand up, stretch, or get a drink. After 4 of these 25-minute sessions, you take a longer break, maybe 15 or 20 minutes. This method keeps you focused and prevents you from burning out. It breaks down big tasks into small, manageable chunks. The big picture, intentionality, and kindness. Remember, time is one of the most valuable things you have. It's not about being busy all the time. It's about using your time with intention. Every minute you spend mindlessly, scrolling is a minute. You could have spent practicing your English, reading a book, or doing something else that helps you grow and get closer to your goals. Be kind to yourself. Not every day is going to be perfect. There will be days when you get distracted, and that's okay. The key is to learn from those days and get back on track the next morning. Time management isn't about perfection. It's about progress. So I encourage you to take control. Turn off those notifications, make a plan, and be intentional with your time. You'll be amazed at what you can accomplish. So, what about when I know what I should be doing, but I just can't seem to start? This is something we all deal with. It's that feeling of just wanting to stay on the sofa, even though you have a to-do list a mile long. Now, let's talk about how to overcome that feeling and get things done. The real reason we feel lazy. First, let's understand something important. Laziness isn't always about being a lazy person. Often, it's about a lack of motivation or feeling overwhelmed. A big task can feel so difficult that our brains just say, nope, let's not even start. So, the key is to make things easier for our brains to say yes. One of the best ways to do this is to break down big tasks into tiny, manageable steps. For example, if your goal is to study English for 2 hours, that might feel too big. Instead, break it down. Your first step could be open my English book. Your second step could be read the first page. Your third step could be write down 3 new words. Each step is so small and easy that you can't really say no to it. Before you know it, you've already started, and building momentum is a powerful thing. Create a startup routine. Another great strategy is to create a simple, repeatable routine for starting a task. Think of it as a warm-up for your brain. For example, before you start studying, your routine could be 1. Get a cup of tea or coffee. 2. Open your laptop. And 3. Turn on some instrumental music. By doing these same 3 things every time, you train your brain to know that it's time to focus. It becomes an automatic signal that work is about to begin. This helps to remove the mental barrier of just getting started. And don't forget to make your environment work for you. If your study space is messy, you'll feel less motivated to sit down and work. Take 5 minutes to tidy up your desk. If you want to stop watching TV, try putting the remote in another room. These small changes in your environment can have a big effect on your habits. Focus on your why. Sometimes the feeling of laziness comes from a lack of clear purpose. You might know you need to study English, but do you know why? Are you learning English to get a better job? To travel and meet new people? To watch movies without subtitles? Take a moment to reconnect with your why. Write it down on a piece of paper and put it somewhere you'll see it every day. When you feel a moment of laziness coming on, look at your why. Remind yourself of the reason you started in the first place. This gives you a clear and powerful motivation to keep going, even on the tough days. Finally, remember what we talked about last time. Be kind to yourself. You're not going to be productive every single minute. The goal isn't to be a robot. The goal is to be a person who makes progress. Some days you'll do a lot, and some days you'll do a little. The important thing is that you keep trying. So I encourage you to take that first tiny step. Open the book. Write down 1 word. You'll be amazed at what happens next. That's it for today's episode. If you have any questions or a topic you'd like me to cover, please let me know. I love hearing from you. Happy learning, and I'll talk to you all again next time.